All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about Anthropic's Claude Agent SDK. And really, what this is all about is a toolkit for taking AI to the next level, or moving way beyond just simple chatbots and into a world of autonomous agents that can actually get work done. So think about it. We're all pretty used to AIs that can chat, right? They can answer your questions, maybe write an email, but what if your AI could do more than just talk? What if it could actually work for you? That's the huge leap we're talking about here, moving from just a source of information to a real active partner in whatever you're doing. And this really gets to the heart of the difference. An AI assistant is kind of stateless. It answers one question and then, poof, it forgets everything. It's stuck in a little sandbox. But an agent, that's a whole different ballgame. It's designed for complex, multi-step jobs. It remembers what happened before, and it's plugged right into your systems. It's not just talking to you. It's a full-on collaborator. So the big question is, how does Anthropic actually pull this off? Well, it all comes down to the toolkit that the SDK gives you. Think of these as the essential building blocks you need to construct one of these powerful agents. Let's take a look at what's inside. Honestly, the whole philosophy behind this SDK is captured in this one simple but really powerful idea. Give your AI a computer. We're not just talking about letting it call a single API or run one function. No, we're talking about letting it interact with a full developer environment. The file system, the terminal, the whole shebang. Basically, letting it work just like a human developer would. Okay, so every single agent you build with this SDK works on a pretty simple but really effective three-step loop. It starts by gathering context, reading files, checking databases, hitting APIs to figure out what's going on. Then it actually takes an action, like writing a piece of code or running a command. And here's the crucial part. It verifies its own work. It runs tests, it checks the output to make sure it did the right thing, and then it decides what to do next. It's a continuous cycle of doing and checking. Now, to actually do any of that stuff, the agent needs what are called tools. And the best way to think about these is like the agent's senses and hands. It's how it interacts with the world. Right out of the box, you get some really powerful ones, like a bash terminal for running commands or a web search tool. But here's where it gets really interesting. You can build your own custom tools for pretty much anything you can imagine. Okay, but with all that power comes a pretty big need for safety, right? And that's exactly what hooks are for. Think of them as non-negotiable safety guardrails. As a developer, you can use a hook to intercept any action the agent tries to take before it actually happens. So for example, you could set up a hook to always block a super dangerous command like RMRFF. It gives you total control to make sure the agent never, ever goes rogue. One of the biggest challenges with AI is memory. When you have a really long, complex task, you can easily hit token limits. Well, the SDK has a clever solution for this: automatic context management. It basically and intelligently summarizes the history of the task as it goes along, so it doesn't get bogged down in the details. What does that mean for you? It means you can have an agent that works on a problem for hours, maybe even days, without ever losing track of the bigger picture. Okay, that's enough of the theory, the how. Let's get to the really exciting part, the what. Let's look at some examples of these agents out in the wild, because people are already building some absolutely incredible things with this. For anyone in SRE or DevOps, just imagine this for a second. An on-call engineer that never sleeps. That's exactly what you can build. When a production alert fires at 3 a.m., the agent can wake up, immediately start digging through logs to diagnose the issue, actually apply a fix, and then verify that everything is back to normal. It's a total game changer. Or let's talk security. You can build a security agent that's so much more than just a simple vulnerability scanner. This thing is an active member of your team. It can scan your entire code base, find a vulnerability, and then, this is the amazing part, automatically generate a pull request with the code to fix it. And it doesn't stop there. It'll even track that PR until it gets merged. And hey, this isn't just for coders. Think about finance. You can have an agent that plows through dense quarterly reports, automatically flags any weird-looking transactions that need a human to review them, and then generates all the necessary compliance paperwork, complete with perfect audit trails for the regulators. So when you look at these examples, it becomes pretty clear that we're not just talking about another tool here. The Claude Agent SDK really represents a whole different philosophy about how we should be building and working with AI systems. I love this analogy because it nails the difference perfectly. Using something like OpenAI's code interpreter, well, that's like letting an AI borrow your calculator. It's great for one specific isolated task. But the Claude Agent SDK, that's like giving your AI a brand new laptop and putting it on the desk right next to you. It's a fully integrated, persistent collaborator that's part of your team, part of your system. And that really brings us to a super important point. This SDK, it's not a ready-made assistant in a box. It's the infrastructure. It's the set of Lego bricks that lets you, the developer, build your own completely custom agents that are tailored exactly to what you need them to do. All right, let's bring it all together with the final blueprint. These are the key things you absolutely need to keep in mind if you're even thinking about building something with the Claude Agent SDK. First up, the practical stuff. You're going to need Python 3.10 or newer plus Node.js. But here's the big one. With this much power, you have to be responsible. Setting up proper security with permissions and hooks isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely critical. The good news? It's designed for the real world. It supports both Python and TypeScript, and it has stuff like error handling and session management built right in, so it's ready for production. And that focus on being production ready is so important. I saw a quote from a developer that really sums it up. They said this is the first framework they've seen that actually handles the messy reality of production AI agents. What do you do when things go wrong? How do you figure out why it made a certain decision? How does it keep track of things over a long period? This SDK is built for all of that messiness. So after all that, who is this actually for? Well, if you're a developer and you're building a system that needs to be more than a simple script, if you need persistent memory, the ability to plug in your own custom tools, and a real level of autonomy, then yeah, the answer is a resounding yes. This is for you. Look, the paradigm is shifting. We're moving away from just prompt engineering and into the era of engineering actual collaborators. Your next teammate might not even be human. So the real question is, are you ready to build it?